The minimalists want to help you avoid impulse purchases. That's why we created 5 questions to ask before buying, which is now a wallpaper for your smartphone. Now you'll always have a reminder when you're getting ready to purchase something new. Head on over to theminimalists.com/before to download your free wallpaper today.
The Minimalists.
What's the difference between decluttering and going minimalist?
Whew, okay, so I think I have an answer for this. This is like asking, what is the difference between hammering a nail and becoming a carpenter? Right?
Yeah, I could see that.
And so decluttering is one of the tools in your tool belt, and a very important one. One might even argue the hammer is the most important tool for the carpenter to have,
Sure.
right? There are other important ones in there, obviously, but the most versatile, everyday tool for the minimalist is decluttering.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of different ways. Multi-purpose. It's a multi-purpose tool, right? Because there are different rules and everything there. But the minimalist is a broader statement than that. A minimalist, in terms of lifestyle, I'm not talking about minimalist art like Donald Judd or Angus Martin or minimalist literature like Laurie Moore, Bret Easton Ellis. These are different things. They're minimalist in their own fields. What we're talking about is minimalism in terms of well-being or lifestyle, right? And I think that type of minimalist uses the tool of decluttering, but they use a bunch of other tools as well to live an intentional life. Mindfulness, their relationships with their self, their relationship with the truth, all the things we talk about and love people use things. And they use that tool of decluttering to remove the excess to focus on what's actually important.
Yeah, I love that, man. Yeah, I mean, I use it to like develop, and I continue to develop the power of letting go. And, ultimately when you can let go of those desires that we know aren't going to make us happy in the long run, you talked about it earlier, we can live a more meaningful life. And that's what it's about for me. It's about getting the excess out of the way. So not just the excess stuff, but the excess desires, getting all of that out of the way so I can focus on what is truly important. And you know what? Sometimes I move something out of the way, and later on I'm like, oh, you know what? Actually, that is important.
Yeah.
I shouldn't move that out of the way. And that's okay. But that's the journey that you and I are on.
Absolutely. And I think you bring up a good point. Decluttering, we think about it as stuff, because physical clutter is when we think of clutter. But decluttering goes beyond even the stuff, right? You can declutter your relationships.
Yeah.
And I remember in our first book, Minimalism, we wrote about the 3 different types of relationships: the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary, what we call the peripheral relationships. And reorganizing those relationships in an effective way allows us to remove that clutter and that relational clutter. And it's not that we think people are bad or evil or whatever, but if we spend all of our time with coworkers and acquaintances, we don't have that precious time to spend with the people who are closest to us, the ones we love. And so relationship clutter is a big one. Health clutter, I think creative clutter, all of these distractions we have, digital clutter.
Yeah.
We can declutter all of these things, and it is a tool in order to live a more minimalist, or even if you don't like the term minimalist, a more simple life.
It's so funny, dude. Like, we're the minimalists, because the domain was available for $7. But it's funny how it was hard for me to own that for a while because it just sounds so extreme.
Right.
But, I've like obviously grown comfortable with it. But yeah, I mean, it's just a label. Yeah. And, labels are important to an extent.
Yeah.
But when it comes to living a good life, you put whatever label you want on it.
Right.
Whatever you want to call it.